Anyone want to eat fire? Subscribe.
Array step is performed as scheduled according to array element, _. This Mantua fastest. Anagram. Oog first Isabella erased all the god's stones of retaliation they wore update E. Then Fighting Gale will use her ability to identify lies. This Mantua fastest update manga great Oog. Last _ your jest, the screening is complete. This Manhwa the fastest update manga great org. The only hiccup is the glass don't know why His Majesty must use wine glass air letter of action. According to common sense this step is purely redundant is difficult to fool the guards to see the cup throwing action the same time and the cracking sound is easily covered up but judging from the after effects it unexpectedly added sense of mystery to him and with the undreading technique the deterrent effect was further improved. Perhaps thesis the level that only kings comprehend this Mantua fastest update, OK Mange Greel org. Choosing to play for Roland Wimbledon was indeed the right choice. Are there any other banquet halls the villa? Just write this Mantua fastest update next door manga great.org. Let everyone got have something to say for these rebels yours your subordinates to count them again. And make a list for me and need it tonight yes, your majesty. Seems His Majesty doesn't like blood and killing. Is the plan arranged little too much this Mantua fastest update manga great.org? Maybe it would be better to kill half on the spot and drag the rest out. Don't worry everyone only rebels will be severely punished now that the rebellion has been put down. The most urgent task is to restore order Chi-Chi. And this requires your assistance and cooperation. Your Majesty please order this Mantua fastest update Mang P great. Get up this be regarded as the first task meant to you after the land was entrusted to the king the original land boundary has no meaning need to gather. Chi-Chi City not only the mansion but also the freeman serfs and livestock the fief. But your majesty if move all the people around here Chi-Chi City simply doesn't have enough food to feed them. This Mantua fastest update manga great.org, even if put all these people the fields there isn't that much farmland nearby to cultivate if they are men out forcibly afraid, it will cause fawn and riots, _. Don't need to worry about these problems. This Mantua fastest update Vanga Greel Oog Golden can't believe there is such wheat. This way, Chi City can't be won. Next there are silly cities and the old capital the latter however has been cleaned with simple placement manager. Don't know how the other way is going if there were no accidents, Iron should be able to reach Jin's city tomorrow. This Mantua fastest update manga great.org go back to the staff first still have busy work tonight. According to the plan after obtaining the list of rebels, the first army will clean its territories quickly possible. The subordinates resigned first. That's correct this Mantua the fastest update Mange Greatborg. Brilliant plot well done. Not bad your majesty doesn't really what do. Sadhu fastest defeat Menja Grisov. That being the case these schemes and tricks that His Majesty does not want to get involved in will be carried out me and born me this Mantua fastest update manga great.org. Just let me carry it out let me carry. Visit and read this Mantua manga great.org to the translation term. That is Jin's city this menu fastest update Menjagridorg. Strange not all like city known for its abundance. Whatever just take down even if it's not Jin's city but Silver Spike City and Iron Spike City so what? His Majesty order is twice out the entire Eastern Territory right, then it's SVR simple just hit one. When C1. The battle process is not the point this Mantua fastest update Kengagridug the key to recovering. The Eastern Territory lies Wang Jake's handling of the rebellious nobles. The time for the deism battle has come this Mantua Tace update manga great org. Bell come to me. Sir what are your orders? Remember it for me. Kingslayer Roland Wimbledon Onions officially launched attack on Golden Harvest City today after resting overnight the name of the former King Million Borg, the Guardian of the East and the Duke of Golden Spike is determined to stop the enemy here. He was accompanied his chief knight Glenna Wayne this Mantua fastest update manga great.org there. Courage and loyalty are beyond doubt _ my the gods bless them of course if you think this account is a bit subject. Calcareous tax last sentence. Don't think it hurts to add it Lord this menu fastest update at menja.org. There is no absolutely object record this world than the clerk of Jin's city suits not surprising that. Mum a little biased other words thesis part of the object. So keep but no matter what the result is had to record it truthfully understand. Tim a mission to pass on the cause and process of this incident its entirety. Take easy Lord. This Mantua fastest update mange greats org will definitely let the world remember this period of history. This Mantua fastest update cage great org. Boulder cannon fire. This Mantua fastest update manga great.org. What are they doing? This Mantua fastest update manga great.org how it is. For other opportunities you are right as long as they stay the east this hatred will be avenged. Sooner or later. Listen to you this Mantua fastest update a manga great or. Surrender. Must let Roland understand that strong force cannot conquer everything and His Majesty Timothy also has fearless vassals. This Mantua fastest update Kanga great Sug. Although you have failed today history will never forget us everyone's name will become command. Will continue to be sung songs take courage and fight fearlessly to the last moment. This Mantua fastest update manga great.org Knights the Borg family chants with me. Visit and read this Mantua manager or to the translation term. Excuse me this Mantua fastest update manga great.org where Isis Majesty Roland we want to see him. Your Majesty has no time to take care of the affairs of the Eastern Territory and will take full responsibility here you what kind of joke this guys he doesn't look like Grey Castle person does. He Roland Wimbledon would have Sandman run the army. How could Buchan important event as expedition not come person isn't he afraid that the army will disperse? Whether believe it or not the facts will not change this Mantua fastest update a menge jadug. Besides did come to ask questions. Where is the Duke of Jin's city? His Excellency the Duke has died battle he insisted on leading the knights to launch frontal charge. But we couldn't stop him. So the macho was beaten into sieve the horse was the Duke. Fighter, he's qualified. This Mantua fastest update manga great or put them in a dungeon yes. What you don't have power we want to see His Majesty Roland. Joe, lies mere, ecstasy, at PDIE, edge agreedug boss no good the case the dungeon is on fire. Well is there anything else? Did set the fire. Was order but the published findings will only be. This medium tests update e-manga great.org group of rats hated nobles sneaked into the basement of the castle through secret passage and set fire to the piles of straw the prison. Didn't they surrender? Silk. Simply put I don't have the time to check whether they are really willing to surrender your majesty. Also has time to judge them. This is the reason His Majesty Roland entrusted me with full responsibility for all matters on the Eastern Front before the army set off this Mantua fastest update. But check it out was recovered from the castle study. Is this the demographics book me yardage? Jin's city together with the border area had population of about which be called the most prosperous area the East Golden Harvest Demon Graphics. This Mantua fastest update manga greats org Tony. But this yard that number has plummeted to around. Tar-like city has been preparing for war all the time addition to widening the city walls and installing barbs he also sent people to dial the roads the suburbs and poured water into the farmland to make it swamp and the price is. The interruption of roads led to the disappearance of the prosperity of the city of commerce this Mantua fastest update manga great_org the reduction farmland has led to sharp decline the population. Wonder Golden Spike City became now the power person. The direction of the situation is completely beyond imagination this Mantua fastest update. imangagreat.org. The expected chaos did not come to Jin's city. Already told toot like that. This Mantua fastest update AF manga greel org. Regardless of the outcome must truthfully record. You understand of course this Madura fastest update E will also manga greed record it truthfully. Now thesis the job of clerk. But there is no absolute objectify this world. Now that Ina City ruled Roland it is not surprising that little biased other words thesis part of The Jet. Visit and read this manga great.org to the translation term. Your Majesty, there is secret letter from the East. This Mantua fastest to manage soon, at PDBT. It's no longer be considered secret letter. The letter stated that the Eastern Front Arm had captured Jin's city with ease and the mortars were still fighting her. What, is there something wrong? Never there. This Mantua fastest update manga greal.org, it can't be regarded as a problem but didn't expect that the Iron Axe would directly set a fire. And this fire works surprisingly well. The big family was so frightened that they could no longer care about their own fief, began to flee abroad. I dear us me, I Harris Hex, this rate Kaifeng County and other territories should also be completely controlled the city hall within months. This Mantua fastest update or seems that have work harder next target great. Well me wolf. This Mantua fastest update af manga great.org I Earl William willing to hand over the enfeoffment rights and fully His Majesty Roland New Deal. Don't always ask me loath machine, the one works now, its true inventor stands before it is His Majesty Roland. This manage fastest update Mengag Pilung, your Majesty tell us it is so powerful to don't know if are willing to sell more track systems. Diamond Chamber of Commerce will look cooperating with Overwinter, your Majesty. You still remember the Clipper Club? We are one of the best chambers of commerce the central region. And we hope to purchase complete set of steel engines. Equipment, of course. The price is absolutely favorable. This Mantua fastest update manga great.org. If other places graces they were like the city of Silverlight, how beautiful the world would be. You know about the Green family? Glenn kind of printed, if remember correctly, the last Glenn should have changed his surname to Yardage. And now that piece of land belongs to some family. This Mantua fastest a manga great Borg update. Change your surname, what's going on here? Probably because feel that can't myself alone shit's more convenient to merge into another fall. If you want to know more I could call Viscount.some over right now. This Mantua fastest manga great or update? Not just asking casually, it's not serious matter. His Majesty. This Mantua fastest update manga great.org, have disassociated myself from the Glen fatly please. Believe me. Trust you. This Mantua fastest update manga great. Or was just kind of surprised what? The some fatly used to have good relationship with their father. Did ask the only heir to change his surname. This Mantua fastest update manga great.org. If you think something is wrong, check it out. Side is protected save and God's punishment, which soil absolutely safe if I'm only the camp don't have to be side all the time. This Mantua fastest update manga great. Or but these are the affairs of the Green fatly and have nothing to do with me. Of course your father's territory cannot be said to be irrelevant, although that to be handed over to the state now. And the mansion where asa child also on that land. This Mantua fastest update manga great.org it star to come here once and don't have to worry about being hunted down the church. It's good to revisit the old place. Then have to promise me that if you want to leave the camp must call me back first. Besides this ensue the fastest update just going to have look and Kanj greater org not going to anything else. Already known about that now, it like forcing her to get, however, instead of holding back some of the past. It is better to face calm only after experiencing it. We truly let go. Nightingale is still too young. And 2. A little bit visit and read this mangagrut.org to the translation term. This Mantua fastest update is this Iangagia Tug distributing relief food hide Glenn former brother. See Med, he was doing well. Let's go somewhere else. This Mantua fastest update. Wait, something's manga great or wrong. Hyde doesn't wear God's stone of retaliation. Is menu the fastest update manga greediong. Even the guards brought it with them, didn't he? Hump nobles are really terrible kind of people. Obviously this guy's life is similar to ours. And he visas obedient asa dog front of adults. This Mantua fastest update merger great. Changing clothes canal tally me completely different. Could it be that thesis, the background that adults often talk about? Stop talking nonsense, your lord. The Viscount's in the house now. If someone hurst and tell him don't want this month's salary. This Mantua fastest mang great org. Update. Menu desires at Pdaeum Greet Song Lord should not have been angry with Sir Hyde yesterday. Although he has surrendered to you, it is easier for him to play his role with proper leniency. No, but can't help it. It took more than 10 years to get to this situation, seeing that the two lands the East will belong to me, but didn't expect that Roland Wimbledon would take everything away with case pal sentence. This Mantua fastest update. Mange Great Codge Lord, what His Majesty has taken back is the enfeoffment right, follow the example of Earl William. If manage the existing industries on the territory well, won't have too much loss. But without jurisdiction, those greedy patrols would have searched here long ago. What excuse will use to stop them? Then know what Kalen selling. And if caught, it's only for the gallows. This Mantua fastest update. Manga Great Boog. Then me, this part of your Lilia Hood have already said that thesis not long-term solution. Now that had said enough. Prince Cicada. The church has no binding force, also focus on formal business. Well, anyway, have already got the land of the Glen Fall. This Mantua fastest update. Mangag Feetsing. Back then those two members of the GE Can family must not have known what they missed. Afraid that Hyde Guy thought his parents died the refugee riot until now, right? The death of parents, is there something more to I not treat uses human beings? This Mantua fastest update. Manga Great Sog FA. Say a going out be good, let's and come back. This Mantua the fastest update at Ingiguitorg. Where are the parents? It's late haunt, they come back yet them. Can't come back anymore. Is Mantua the fastest update. Menjagriog. This thing is indeed suspicious, so you're staying longer the mansion. Want to wait until night and ask Hyde himself, he knows something. Sorry, your majesty, nothing to apologize for. Wait for the camp until finish your investigation. Don't worry, it's very safe here as longs don't go out. It's not violation of the agreement. This Mantua fastest. Manga Great.org, but have to pay attention to your own safety. Don update. Impulsive, no matter what the situation is, report to me every 2 hours. Yes, got it. 2. This Mantua fastest update. Agug Pitug. To plot. Shouting, pleading for help will kill you, understand. Did menu the fastest update. Mangag Pidog. Good, now turn around and see whom. Veronica. Sister. How did get together with Viscount. Somerset. This Mantua fastest update. Manga Great.org. That's a long story. After old Glenn died there were frequent quarrels, the fatly, and don't know the specifics. All I know is that when inherit the title the mansion will hardly have any sangs to speak of. This moment Lord Viscount approached the door and had no choice. He forced to join some fancy. Yes, he said that if you don't agree he will get rid of me. Lie is mere fastest update. Mengeg Piaug_. What are you doing for him now? Relief for the poor. Not, he is just using me ASA cover, and he is actually selling dream water. The rats who dear his goods are among the crowd and only recently discovered his tricks. The second half is lie. This Mantua fastest update. Mangag Ptorg. What are your plans for the future? Sister, please help me know it was fault _ but am your own. Lord Miscount doesn't treat me ASA nobleman all, and repairing this mansion is just to cover people was and ears. Stay here, sooner or later he will attack me one day. This Mantua fastest update. Manga Great.org. So want me to take away walk? Then there is nothing. Sister, kill him as long as he dies. Have chance to become real some nobleman. This medium fastest update. Manga Griel Oog. Then kill the other successors. 1. This territory and all some flies property it allows you. Before that want to ask you question. That yard this manage fastest update. Manga Grey Toong are betraying me. Because a witch was ignorant before and didn't know that this was slander made the church. Now I'm deeply regretful. Hope from me that's for him betraying the witch is matter of course. This is choice most people make. This Mantua fastest update. Manga Greater Org. But that person how could trust witch? We are people cursed. The deal really believe to this Mantua fastest update. Now I'm no longer alone, have someone trust and deeply. Tropic. Wait, was? Where are going? To what have to? This Mantua fastest update. Manga Great.dog. This Mantua fastest at PD by E Menjagrilog. This Methuan fastest update. Kangagreat.org. Found this account book records batch, albeit and quantity of dream water transactions with this record plus the unsold goods, the mansion. Even if the evidence is conclusion. Visit and read this manhwa.org to the translation term. His puts cutouts sensible. This is Viscount Sober's trial. He confesses see all his crimes. First mange Great Gurg. 10 years ago. Where was it found? Lord, according to exploration, the gold me is likely be under the territory of the Grantfall Red. It first on manhwa.org. Help me with something. Doit neat, don't worry. Taking advantage of it first on the refugee manga great.org riots. Collaborate with me can make you true nobleman. Your father has. Woo. Let me take care of from now on. It first on Margaret. Ridley planned wait until Hyde became adult and force him to APHIS fief and title. However, awakening disrupted this plan, killed old Glenn the day came of age and disappeared without trace. Viscount Somerset had no choice but to find Hyde. Read it first on manga Great Gurg. Haha, what irony. Things that should have belonged to Hyde were treated as bargaining chips. And he namely thought that the other party would help him. Ha, have had. This is the result you made me wait for. Read first MNNGA Great Sorg. Viscount Sum was sentenced to hang and the rest of the family to serve 20 years hard labor. The two fiefdoms belong to the kingdom, it sounds like. Should be thankful that are not considered member of some fancy compared to the Miscount Lee Star. Still and. It first on manga Great Gurg. You never forgive me, Veronica liar. All you want is revenge, should have figured it out. Have neither titles nor _.no fiefs, nothing. Did not form you and never will. UK first on man gr great will not. The more born of the origin the more unforgivable the betrayal. But don't have anything. Lease gave freedom neither old Glenn nor the Sobers nor anyone else. Restrains you. How want to and what do from now on is to UT first you manga great.org. Instead of being manipulated others like puppets like the past think thesis. It doesn't matter if hate me or hate me, that your own choice. It first on mangagrat JGRG. Is this really okay? Let the guy walk away unscathed. Wanted to teach him lesson long time ago. What capacity ahem, of course ASA King. It first on mangagreat.org. His Majesty will allow me to stay your side and work for from now on. First manga greet OGRG. Did bring this all of a sudden, didn't say earlier. But want to hear say it again. Then listen carefully. It first on mangagreat.org. Well yes. Sure. 100 answers are all right, are satisfied. It first on mangagreat.org. Astonish, Your Majesty. Eyes great to meet you. Visit and read this mangagreat.org to the translation term. The old capital. I'm coming. Read it first on mangagreat.org. Is that His Majesty the King? Look, he is waving to us. TT everyone facing this direction. Mangagreat.org course we are included all people, isn't that right? Here just looking his appearance he is much more kind than His Royal Highness the Second Prince. Don't forget this kindly king handed large number o nobles. Among them was His Royal Highness Timothy, his own pro. The improvement vised gallows the square is still there today. Read first on mangagreat JGRG. If rats are added, he is the ruler who has killed the most. The capital. Hey are always playing against. Orgy, look the woman next to His Majesty. It first on manga Great Gurg. She is too beautiful. Whoa. Read first manga Greater Gurg. What was that just now? It first on mangagreat.org. Assassins are here. It first on mangagreat.org. Take him down. Thanks lot. Unexpectedly there are still so many remnants. The old capital. It seems that the situation is not stable. It first on mingagreat.org. This what should do, Your Majesty? Since know that it's unstable, shouldn't choose through way to enter the city. Mortals are too fragile. Sometimes just inconspicuous wound kill you. Will stop all attacks. It first on what's more mangagreat JGRG. Anna Payne is also the can't be so used to him ahem. For the sake of building momentum this risk is not acceptable. Ash new king have to me familiar face front of the people. These are two different things. You choose more secure methods such as standing on the witch platform of the palace to preach to the people. It first on mangagreat.org. Had indeed, but did this more because thought about the addiction of patrolling. Hello comrades. Your Majesty, here we come. It first on mangagreat.org. Come on, follow me into it first on palacemangagreat.org. First on Manga Greet OGRG Greetings His Majesty the King. Siren, here is your scepter. All know how am, so there's need for opening statement. It first greater, the purpose of trip is simple. One is to eliminate threats and the other is to. The old king will establish administrate system, swear to that of overwinter. Believe have all heard that once become official of the city hall enjoy generous remuneration and treatment and the road to Fromian add nothing to with bloodlines and fatly background. It first ONT manga great local as long as the ability is sufficient, even commoner has the opportunity to obtain positions like departmental ministers and imperial prime ministers. Few days later the old royal capital has gone through several screenings and the aristocratic class is almost gone is much more connivant to rectify than the previous cities. While free now just call Tasman, the others over to have chat. Your Majesty rend first on Manga Great CCRG Visit and read this mantuagreat.org to the translation term. Yes, read first on Manga Greet OGRG. Not 'twill be too late when they reach Cold Wind Ridge before. First on Manga Greet Arg. He dead. Cop Cold Dawn's army is about to attack the holy city. Alas, the church is on the verge of disintegration and the Dawn army can't help but want peace of the towns under Mount Herms have turned into hell but luckily escaped back from the trail early. Read first Manga Great JGRG. But what's the situation? Heard that no trail that go directly to the foot of Mount Hetmes without passing through the new holy city, yeah? There is read it first on Indeed such Margaret Road and the locals call Tide Ladder the Clouds. It's said that there are several exits but only know the one heading towards Dawn. Good, take us for a walk. As longest pass will last you. Lord, how dare claim your reward, just hope you'll let me go home when Kayla done. Unfortunately this will not work. Order to ensure no accidents. Must follow actions the next few days until the task it first on is completed. Mang our Greatigurg pitted. Lord thesis the deposit. After that there are more. Should know what 10 gold dragons by most places Grey Castle, read it first on Manga Great. By life it seemed impossible to refuse. It mangagreat.org Lord thesis only 2 mn wide path even if cross Herms and enter the realm of Dawn. Alone can't defeat the Chen Shi army one fell swoop. We are not fighting alone, and His Majesty reinforcements will soon arm Woodwind Ridge. Reinforce cements. The car is here. Read it first on mangagreat.org. Hell, what kind of reinforced cements are these? It's clearly few little deals, afraid they can't even hold sword on the battlefield. What else idle? Misacting? Miss Maisie read it first mangagreat.org. It's just ridiculous. Is the Northwood Pearl here? His Majesty the King has entrusted me with the powers of interim commander. The operation was codename Operation Bomber. Read it first on. When everything is pace the battle will officially begin. SLR Cezark Leslie D. Quith ZRLSYZ. Northwood Garrison mission accomplished. Shed going to tell the classes to get ready. Got yes. It first on Manga Great JGRG. Isn't the steam engine excellent example? Although you don't know what bomber is, but something that His Majesty Kala, machine, must be extraordinary. Visit and read this Mohur mangagreat.org to the translation term. Maggie has moved everyone into place and got alright got. Come here, we should get good. It first Manga Great JGRG Hummingbird, get on the donging first. Readmit first Manga Great Gurg. Pal. Good, just bear this weight. All roads are clear for it first mangagreat.org. Take off repeat take off figure here we. Biz. It first Manga Great org. The catastrophe of the church only be said to be retribution, CNET, lat. But there are still many innocent people the city, especially the orphans that the church took. Formal over the place who are still locked the monastery. They shouldn't be buried here with the holy city. Ah right, let's act. It first mangagreat.org. What is that the? Be careful enemy attack. It's no. It first bombs mangagreat.org. A. It first on mangagreat.org. A just this who black stones falling down kill 3 or 4 peons. Red UK guest MNCBCREE Chorgai. UT first Manjagri TJGRG. Is this done punishment? Dong fence strike again. It first manga great.org or it first mangagret.org not there's ambush. Doer. A. First manga Kreltagurg. The Dawn armies successfully repulsed us. The battlefield has been preliminarily cleaned up. Here is the situation reported. Each class have briefly some married, thanks lot. It first manga great JORG didn't find the whereabouts of Amen Moa Lord of Dawn. No one matching his description was found the body during the interrogation of the prisoners. Some people suspected that they had Keenan pen, but what? Visit and read this manner manga great.org to the translation term. Amply read first CNNGA greets CRG where did meet inside the old holy city. Then 9 out of 10 is him. To be able to decide the first moment to let go of the dignity of the king and flee disguise read. It first manga great.org it salsa qualified response. Damn it let the biggest fish get away if realign pursuit force don't have to blame yourself. To know this is not necessarily bad thing after those people realize how terrible this to be enemy. Grey Castle, afraid that MN Maya's throne will not be so easy to sit on. It first manga great Jorg what should do next shall we directly occupy the old holy city hold on. Maisie has already gone to pick up key person. Fall goes well perhaps we take this pace without much effort. Read it first on mangagreat.org. Huey. Here we got COO cool. Read it first manga Greyshorg unexpectedly. After lapse of 1 yard came back here again. Lady Edit his already waiting the tent please who come with me. It first on manga Gree or. Edith Wonder member of the Defense Department he also the temporary person charge. Of the battle against the holy city what mortal. Check this out first readmit on manga great.org lightning assisted all 3 Min monasteries and. Found big trouble. The orphans inside seem to be organized as if they were ready to guard the compound. We don't know what action to take right now. Maybe there is way. Read it first Wangagret. Read it first Mij Greet Yorg. Aren't they going they'll not enter the old holy city until safety's ensured. First manga great Gurjai. Float just send it here it first on mangagreat.org. Who? It first manga great.org oh. Wait stop it all. Read to first manga greet.org. Are you Monsieur Isabella of His Majesty side? Time it first on manga great.org seems them. Have not forgotten me this way, the task entire used his make should be completed satisfactorily. Card C saved. No underscore, it's Isabella your Majesty, please save us your holiness please don't leave us. I'm not the Pope your Majesty the Pope has already. It first the mission is manga great.org important your Majesty want. What does save you mean where are the trial warriors and priests? It first manga great.org, they ran away not some people were called away from the holy city. We committed crime and killed the priest that not her fault. Non-food no clothes no supplies for 2 whole months so we abandoned it first managed Tiger what? Nonsense are talking about your Majesty is here isn't he? Be quiet just say it alone. Go first stand and say it first on manga great.org your Majesty. Since the Battle of Woodwind Ridge, the Abbey's supply has been going from bad to worse. Hungry read it first manga great.org is there more food the warehouse barely. Nolden for a while alas, it seems that we only cut down on clothing and diet. First manga great not code. The church mobilized and removed all the judgment army and priests. What retreat? First manga great JORG. There are only few believers left the monastery. What happened first manga Grelta GRG. The Cathedral of Herms collapsed. The church has reached the point of life and death read up MNIGAG Rito.org order to fight to the death. Watch the enemy the top management decided to abandon the old holy city all full-time personnel. Will be transferred back to the plateau and the last order left to the monastery is defended the invading enemies on your own dedicate your life to the gods. Until the very end. Is this destiny? Woo hook UT guess let me mang our greater GRG out. What still want to run according to the principle of automatic replacement am now the new priest. Here. Up guest manga greats Gurg. No one will come to your rescue, ha had ha hi. Lin not do not want underscore T first magagreet JGRG. UT first GRG. Whoosh. You? Or against it can't ye this way. We sold the new priest, then heard news that the Dawn arm appeared on the border of the old holy city. We had no choice but to take arms and resist, hence the scene SWAT first read it first. Manga Greet Morgue thesis impossible. Safaris know there is secret passage leading to the council temple, the old holy city. How could Buchan important position be so easily? Have your name, your just name it first is quit manga great. Greg. Even the food supply here has been interrupted. Even if they're in Chen army there will be only death. If we stay any longer, haunt ever thought about each aping from here. Never left the monastery, but if we leave here where we got me to, although not full least something to see, they don't stick to this place just because of the church orders. But their habits make it difficult for them to have other choices. Also want to ask you question first. Mangagrant.org did call me your majesty the Pope. This, His Majesty maybe has now passed away. The 3 archbishops have passed away one after another, and Hermes has not issued new appointment or dismissal order. The Prince Pile of automatic substitution are the closest person to the temple it first on. Manga Great Org. Isabella, Lord save us, don't leave us here, we are willing to accept any punish went. Please take us to Hermes. It first on mangagreat.org seems that they regard me as the last straw, taking advantage of this opportunity. Came here this time to tell you something important. The church is no longer the church it once was. Maybe he betrayed Lord Orient. Fact, the Pope should have passed to 0. Grey Castle is not enemy of the church. Ether at mangagreat.org order to fight against the truly powerful enemy. Lord O'Brien even hopes to formal alliance with Grey Castle. A safe now, there was no fight to the death, no defense of the monastery to the last moment. All need to do is restore order the old holy city. Break old concepts and make up half truth and half false story them new truth. Read it first on mangagreat.org this way. His Majesty Roland truly control this land in I. Ulu blue of course after have filled your stomach. Doit Lord Isabella, long live the Pope. The principle of substitution does not apply to read it first. The transfer of man ga great org. Teaching power just the car of the Pope, the same as before. First on mangagreat.org. Thank you Lord Isabella. It is very kind you Lord will not. This is the first time heard the words of thanks. See, is this the purpose of His Majesty? It first on mangagreat.org. First Army Garrison. How is the situation? The holy city, the expected fierce battle did not happen, and neither God's punishment which nor the new mortars came handy at first on mangagreat.org. The church has no resistance. All the top church leaders have disappeared. Collect what? After settling the orphans, the monastery, the northward garrison went deep into the holy city to conduct reconnaissance and found that the huge city had long been deserted. Only the outer city remained, and some residents who hadn't moved out time maintained the illusion that the church still existed. At first mangagreat.org, there is only so much written. The letterman. The specific situation will not be known until go there. Touch a Sufsliv. South J underscore versus. Keep going to Hermes. Yes, read UT first mangagreat.org. His Majesty. Did they really bank Don, the city and fleet? So the church is planning to cut off its tail to say its life order to make comeback. What head chew ice possible that the future we have to be on guard against these fanatics. It first on mangagreat.org, don't have to worry about the church anymore, they won't come back. Do say that. They left messenger behind. Change be dish trick. Read UT first on mangagreat.org. First on mangagreat.org. First on mangagreat.org. Are the king of Grey Castle, en underscore mangagreats Gurg, what kind of enemy are we preparing to face now that have ruined it all? You will naturally have to bear the consequences. It's useless even if you don't want to. Humanity will perish because you're taking it little too seriously. You don't have to believe me. But the facts are unquestionable. This is the church's holy book after you. If you will understand what bad things you have done of it first on mangagreat.org, the real enemy mankind is. Deal right. You still want to talk about the Battle of Dunwil or the Smile of the Gods later. The war that lasted for more than 400 years, not new news. The deal is not just ghost read. It first that command manga great MGRG goes without trace. Fact, have dealt with them before. And it you didn't tell him this at first on mangagreat.org. From the very beginning he knew far more than we expected. Undress time him for rather we all underfactomat. Put him jail, yes your majesty. Done it first manga.org. If it weren't for you the holy city would not have been able to restore order so quickly. You don't all the name of the car of the Pope issue orders to unite the outcasts. Should care if it turns out it works. Reddit first managed Tory. But even so the sentence that should be served cannot be exempted. Never thought about it that way. Of course if a needed toast Asian agent the future, how about being able to enjoy treatment consistent with your status on that day, the agent's treatment. For example, spacious luxury Suitland gourmet meals prodded royal chefs it first on mangagreat.org. And all you can eat chaos drinks and more. If you don't want these it's to exchange them for golden dragon new ards, not your majesty. The former one is fine mean. It first on mangagreat.org. Please do what want, well that's it. Certain warehouse, the holy city. It's food. There are also where on here ut first mangakabat.org and report to His Majesty the King. Except for the golden dragon and jewels, didn't take any strategic materials. Was it really at first on left to me mangagreat.org, unchanged? Your Majesty, the inventory is complete. There are a total of more than mad pills. It first manga great jorg destroy thermally. Yeah? I read it first on mangagreat.org. Cool. After that they waited for the iron to clear the eastern border, led the army to gather the border of neighboring countries and then attacked the Dawn Kingdom together. It start to have such free time. Render first engagrita.org. Let's go to the Church of Reflection. Have long wanted to visit the land of illusion that Isabella mentioned. Read it first at angagriash.org. The legendary queen of meteorites charts. Paid back through phantoms, achieved the inheritance of faith spanning century. Casals there that zero completed the transformation from pure to pope. Have already determined the best route for sightseeing, your majesty. How could read it first you not call me on such important expedition? Cut cook amino. Jocular explorers. Goo good adventure good. Do we want to underscore read it first manager.org? There is absolutely no way to refuse. Your majesty, take me with you, can help you with your luggage. ASA member of the Quest Society. How could such critical moment await, your majesty? Want to go where Anna goes? 'Twill be troublesome if there are evil plague infected bodies stored. Read it first on this underground manga great orgy building. Didn't say that places with poor air circulation are most likely to breed disease. See if mistake Queen of Starfall. Would also like to see her again. Hey, do all want to visit and read this mangagreat.org to the translation term. Here we arrow. Finally they all followed. Read it first mangagreat.org. And first here is the MMIGE creator org prayer room, and the portraits of previous popes hang on the wall of the hall. First manga greets Gurg, Queen of Fallen Stars Alcalis. What beautiful woman, good thing she's gone now. First MMNGYN Grelun.org. What's going on your head melon? Even if A Calms is still Alma, still be fascinated her. First on mangagreat.org. There are a total of 9 magic stone seals here. Recording import want events history actuate each. And if you want to see, then let's get started. First on MNIGE, Greet, OCRG. What happened? Rend first mank greater.org. The illusion created this sigil acts directly on the else on the surface everyone seems to have disappeared, but fact it does not affect reality. We are still standing the original position. It first OE Angagreniagurg along there is no danger anymore. And Mensagrets Gurg is. It Sauna's hands. First on mangagreat.org. These people are early founder of the federal action. Who is that? Reddit first manga great. After the end of the first battle of Dunwil, the extraordinary witch who summed was they who established the predecessor of the Federation. Look the paperwork on the table. It is that this scene is Fuck tilde fizzo kunnel the oath the three kings subslits. What this oath for rend first MMICAC Thailand mark event for the Federation from look. Senses to integration. After the end of the First Battle of Dun will the Union governed witches was proclaimed. At that time there were still many voices inside whether the way to rule ordinary people or the strategy to fight against the deal rend guest psychocreate JGCG. This debate lasted for many years until three forces emerged and became stronger and stronger. It overpowered other lords and city statesmen, established organizational structure with title proposals and three-seat ruling. Are they Starfall City Takiland and Etta? That's right, due to the particularity of these three holy cries, their lords are often dubbed the Tile of Queen Ta first on manga Grenta org, for example Queen of Fallen Stars Alcalis, Queen of Sun Chasing Natalia and Queen of Moonlight. What's wrong? That red first painting MLNIGA create Yorg, her appearance is exactly the same as Aria's master. Can the dream world, the people the painting have seen, visit and this manner manga great or to support the translation term? Found the hybrid is here at first on mangagreat.org. Footsteps someone approaching. It first on Margaret.org. A.org deal. It exactly the same as what lightning. Maid. It first on manga great Gerg. Wisbesto reret mie and report Therito his mestroland it first on mangagreat.org. Not the danger is certainly there, but that why here. Read first on manga great or of it first on mangagreat.org. What kind of loyalty is this, or there other demons nearby? No matter, catskill them first it first on manga great. Read first he creates Gug. It first on Margaret. Greg didn't agree that it would take more than half-quarter of hour to record it first on RNGR Grazu JGRG. Just gamble. Eat. Had tower it first on Margaret. Greg. It first on 1 on 2 mangagreat.org new. What sounds? gakrelt.org. Upheaval is coming. Visit and read this manner manga great or to the translation term. I see the port. Where? Hey sit finally here, it been almost month and half. It first mengagroltorg. Aren't happy thesis rare good day, don't trust that king. Nobles are fickle. Does that include to read it first manga great Gerg if remember correctly, or also from noble fatly? Right. How one judge the merits of person based solely on his or her identity? Don't think hate witches simply because of their statuses witches. Isn't it fundamentally different from the prejudice hold? Sorry kid. Maybe it's not placed to say these words it first manga great OGRG, but don't want your experience to blind you. Boss, we are almost reaching the shore. It first on mangagret.org, Esuor Geekfslal I Issel. This formal ton is really grand. Based on this sincerity alone, should him more trust is not. This is perfect thing. If they knew that those people were hired with money, they would probably feel uncomfortable. It first right Margaret. Greg so find group of residents who consciously welcome witches. Cannot therefore using money to recruit is the most apart private apart each. They are here, it's time for to pay Lord Alliance Manager. Hello. Wendy. The leader of the Witch Union, welcome to Overwinter. It first on mangagreat.org. Read it first angagreat.org. Down here the scenery so tall on the top floor must be beautiful. This building was specially built for Sleeping Island. It is built so high thanks Aeolian help. Really awesome isn't your ability to lift and lower the land it first mangagreat.org. Just helping those workers build the slope when they need to build new layer, they let the surrounding land rise. It becomes platform attached to the building to facilitate their work. So, will anyone express hatred or disgust because a witch hunt encountered? Sometimes if you go early those workers will me pancakes. Many have still come here with of wariness and glance. Which is it first normal mangagreat.org. After all, Overwinter is strange city joyous and the experiences of witches on this continent the past 100 warfare unbearable. But guarantee that everyone will feel like home here. It first mangagreat.org, even if you don't join the Witches Union, as long you encounter any difficulties life, no matter how big or small, come to me. Well done. Record this. I only plan to stay here for 2 days and then leave, so forget about this kind of thing at first on mangagreat.org. Me too, till your highness said that Overwinter City does not restrict the travel and stay of witches want to go back to the east for a sit. Since the church is gone, there in need for everyone to leak all this information. Was Anima's gang again? Aim read UT First Mints Creator G group of witches from the east. Sorry, they have never quite agreed with leadership, but compared to the Bloody Fang Society there, nature is not bad. Can understand how want to go back and take look. Read first Mangagreat G Gurg, but now is not the time. Although the church has been destroyed, people most places are still hostile to witches. Unless take look for yourself, who knows whether what you say is true or false. Maybe rend guest are taking sides, ents create Gurg with your own brother Anima. Pay attention to your it first manga great. ORL what you want to do it here. Like you did to Petty and Skyfire. Etch. Ahem. It first mangagreat.org. Ask few questions. Visit this manner great or to the translation. It first on mangagreat.org. What are asking, since care about your hometown should not have been abandoned your fatly, but under the pressure of the church he had no choice but to leave the eastern territory and follow other refugees to Sleeping Island. Right, well that's right. It firstborn mangagurbat.org. Should know that the situation the east is not artistic. The fields there were desk late and people could not me ends meet, so people became Tracadaclo. Since 2 years ago, His Majesty Roland launched the refugee shelter plan. The popular ton of Neverwinter has now exceeded read first on Mangagreatgurg more than of there. Your family may be among them. Canyon tell me where once village has name if you have to says, some people who have been there call it 16. Sir brought someone here, what's ID number? Kiln worker. Canon is it really you? At first on Mangreat JCRG God bless you are still Alma. Uncle Watt's name is Doris now, that's good name too. Everyone thought were taken away which, but unexpectedly Uncle Watt's parents and eldest brother how are they now? It firstborn manga great org. They failed to reach Overwinter successfully. Just on the road. No. _woo. Your mother mentioned your name repeatedly before she died. She would be very pleased to know that are still all and doing well. Read it first on mangagreat.org. Power. Woo. Woods. Woo. Missy Fancy too. First manga gree TJGRG. Believe many of are like her and have lost contact with your fall. This is what registering your identity means. Along someone from hometown comes to INICR clinic. City one person get the exact information immediately. There may even be some of your relates among them. It first on Mang are greater org. Now, you still think it is niece Sato fill this AFEXSL run quick Utlalsi's buzz. Have really kept the identities of the people overwinter your head just don't feel read it first. Man Gargreltorg confuse ed. How to describe it does cause headaches first, but as time goes, even if just one person get the exact information immediately, just like read first manga Grentiorg. That moment seemed to know everything 16 because when they returned from Golden Spike City, the 16th village they passed, Tad Inker none what spent long time village. However, when his it first on Majesty unifies manga great.org Grey Castle and extends the city hall system, tall territories don't know if still remember so things. What does this mean? It means that the book will remember the life of everyone on this earth. It first on manga great, she is history. Lady Wendy are finally back. There was guy who stayed the hall and refused to leave. He said he wanted to meet the leader of the Witches Union. Red UT first manga great or. Old people picked up woman covered blood. The suburbs she looks it like true witch, but her cons piousnesses almost blur red. There are no witches out of town today. Do think she is witched. It first on manga great because impossible for ordinary people to grow parts that only animals have. Right, she has a tail. Animal tail. Read it first on manga greet JGRG could be where is taken us there quickly. Visit and read this manner mangagreat.org to the translation. Read it first eyes mangagreat.org really larger. He was hurt so badly. What happened? Sir, this girl is still be said. It first manga great.org, we don't know. But we will definitely best Anna and Lily and not the city now. I hope that person does something. It first on manga great.org alert, still the highest alert level. What are you still doing? Follow me to evacuate the residents of the city. OB. It first Margaret, or listen everyone. Go home now and don't stay on the streets. This san alert for enemy attack. Repeat, go home now. Read UT first BVYC Acreate Gorg. What nonsense. Sounding the highest alarm because of rang first from which humancrete.org doesn't know the truth. Do know how much trouble and loss this will bring house. Deal, the deal is coming. Thesis, the best way think of to deal with. Nothing to do with the devil, be left to chance. They are not stupid evil beasts. They will not wait until are fully prepared before attacking up man Jikra to GCG. But the problem is, where is the deal? Now can't even see their shadows. Is necessary to be so cautious? Think it's necessary that play against Lucia before and know her strength. Red UT ma correct CG. Would take the least 10 deals to cause such serious injuries. Addition, we also found amp from her. It's speculated that she should be acted the wilderness area. Suddenly there are such groups of deals. The wilderness. Read first mage Cree TJG. No matter what they want to do, we have to be on guard early. Also agree with this judgment, but then Mendong won't be able to complete what His Majesty asked. Sir, there is no need to read it first. Worry manga great org. Have sent the message to the north and believe that His Majesty will issue the order as soon possible. Willing to take full responsibility for any losses caused this move. 1 week later, it first on manga great.org. Haunt found any traces of the deal yet? Although you may think I'm nosy, Steward Canyon, tell me how the citizens have reacted recent days. Were they scared or panicked? All conditions the city or under the control of the city hall. It first manga great.org. Please rest assured that absolutely no one has connected this matter with the Witch of Sleeping Island. What? That's fine. It first manga great. Or worried that someone will fan the flame sand. Repeat the theory about the devil's onions. This would deal irreparable blow to the trust between witches and ordinary people. Went Wendy adults 1. Wolf girl Raj, she woke up. Read it first manga great.org. What? Into over there right now. Ahem. I'll go take look at first to manga great.org. That's the girl's bedroom. You better wait here for the news. Visit and this manner mangagrat.org to the translation. Well, don't move and lie still at first on manga great JGRG. Your limbs, bone and even internal organs have suffered considerable injuries. His shural depends entirely on Higarashi's symbiotic seeds. Would be better to continue to rest until Anna comes back. Thanks. Actually's nothing. Here and drinking chaos very day. Reddit firstborn manga great.org. Think it's pretty good. What exactly did encounter the depths of the wilderness? Saw many deals. They flocked to the tail ruins drove and their numbers were incalculable. And there are some incredible behemoths mixed. Reddit first on their manga great.org. This is a read UT first on manga great.org. Is this something made the deal? He looked absolutely even. Read first manga creets Gerg. Those skeleton monsters lay down around the ruins with hundreds of tubes hanging from their skins, inserted into the ground, turning the surrounding land into dark brown lumps. The Zealand trees above quickly withered as if something had drained their life away. First on manga Krebergurg. What happened to your injury? Underestimate the enemy too much. Originally thought that the horn-blown bathe crazy demon did not attract the attention of the large army. It first on manga great. Greg want until they evacuated that they discovered that several groups of deals had already. Would they still do such thing? Heard say before that the deal is not beast with strong body but simple. The defeat the bottom is indeed like this, but this different when someone is directing him misery. Likely that there is Tachihama Yu among this group of enemies. Is firstborn manga great.org facing Brawn CNN. Their imperfect response. Escape danger willpower, and it already very rare to return to Overwinter City and it first on manga great JGRG. Thank you. Thesis the first to have heard Nuciform praise Roman extraordinary person. All we not let the devil take it first on over the take manga great.org Lila ruins. Once the black stone spire is completed, the area covered the red mist directly cover the impasse. Mountains then all. Resistance will be mean ingress it first on manga Greyshorg. Unfortunately the devils revealed their intentions advanced and there are still least 5 years until the red moon arrives. We be fully prepared and then launch thunderous strike het. I can't control what you want. But can't keep the city gate closed right at first on manga great. Ord do now we know that the demon army is still far away from Overwinter City and will not attack for the time being. Is it possible to lift the alert first and allow those livestock farms to operate? Also think Overwinter needs more reliable early warning method. His Majesty once said that being able to establish deeper line of defense means that the defense side has higher fault tolerance rate. Muslin be allowed to erect few beacon towers on the grassland border. Reddit first on mangagreat.org. Of course it would be better if it wastes kind of communication tool that Lord Carter mentioned that instantly connect dozens of miles away. Don't bother, just leave it to us. Now that we know where the deal is stationed, we use this to create more comprehend respect to monitor the deal just like this. Light it first on curtainmangagreat.org. Magic stone, are you going to use it to locate the phantom device? But this requires sending people close to the vagina ruins, right? But this requires sending people close to the tiara ruins, right? But that place has been occupied. Demons. Reddit first. Margaret or Muslin be allowed to erect few beacon towers on the grassland border. Of course would be better if was the kind of communication tool that Lord Carter mentioned that instantly connect dozens of medway. Don't bother, just leave it to us. It first mangagreat.org. Now that we know where the deal is stationed, we use this to visit and read this Manhwa mangagreat.org to the translation. Well, don't move and lie still at first on manga great jgrg. Your limbs, bone and even internal organs have suffered considerable injuries. His shural depends entirely on Higarashi's symbiotic seeds. Would be better to continue to rest until Anna comes back. Thanks. Actually's nothing. Here and drinking chaos very day. Reddit firstborn mangagreat.org. Think it's pretty good. What exactly did encounter the depths of the wilderness? Saw many deals. They flocked to the tail ruins drove and their numbers were incalculable. And there are some incredible behemoths mixed. Reddit first on their manga great. This is a read ut first on mangagreat.org. Is this something made the deal? He looked absolutely even. Read first manga creets Gurg. Those skeleton monsters lay down around the ruins with hundreds of tubes hanging from their skins, inserted into the ground, turning the surrounding land into dark brown lumps. The Zealand trees above quickly withered as if something had drained their life away. First on manga Krebeigurg sinks into the ground. What happened to your injury? Underestimate the enemy too much. Originally thought that the horn-blown bathe crazy demon did not attract the attention of the large army. It first on manga great. Greg want until they evacuated that they discovered that several groups of deals had already. Would they still do such thing? Heard say before that the deal is not beast with strong body but simple. The defeat the bottom is indeed like this, but this different when someone is directing him misery. Likely that there is Tachihama you among this group of enemies. Is firstborn mangagreat.org facing Brawn CNN. They're in perfect response. Escape danger willpower, and it already very rare to return to Overwinter City and it first on manga great jgrg. Thank you. Thesis the first to have heard Nuciform praise Roman extraordinary person. All we not let the devil take it first on over the take mangagreat.org. Lila ruins. Once the black stone spire is completed, the area covered the red mist directly cover the impasse. Mountains then all. Resistance will be mean ingress it first on manga Greyshorg. Unfortunately the devils revealed their intentions advanced and there are still least 5 years until the red moon arrives. We be fully prepared and then launch thunderous strike het. I can't control what you want. But can't keep the city gate closed right at first on manga great. Ord do now we know that the demon army is still far away from Overwinter City and will not attack for the time being. Is it possible to lift the alert first and allow those livestock farms to operate? Also think Overwinter needs more reliable early warning method. His Majesty once said that being able to establish deeper line of defense means that the defense side has higher fault tolerance rate. Muslin be allowed to erect few beacon towers on the grassland border. Reddit first on mangagreat.org. Of course it would be better if it wastes kind of communication tool that Lord Carter mentioned that instantly connect dozens of miles away. Don't bother, just leave it to us. Now that we know where the deal is stationed, we use this to create more comprehend respect to monitor the deal just like this. Light it first on curtainmangagreat.org. Magic stone, are you going to use it to locate the phantom device? But this requires sending people close to the vagina ruins, right? But this requires sending people close to the tiara ruins, right? But that place has been occupied. Demons. Reddit first. Margaret or Muslin be allowed to erect few beacon towers on the grassland border. Of course would be better if was the kind of communication tool that Lord Carter mentioned that instantly connect dozens of medway. Don't bother, just leave it to us. It first mangagreat.org. Now that we know where the deal is stationed, we use this to visit and read this Manhwa mangagreat.org to the translation. Boss, please have 2 boys of braised beef noodles. Great. It first on mangagreat.org. If you wouldn't mind women to have breakfast here. Wanderer still that guy single hero has to go to school later. SICAV to send breakfast back if it's too far. Might to dine. Read it first on mangagreat.org. Thanks. First on. What the hell, isn't your way of eating very authentic? Thought weren't used to street food that your illusion have lied here for almost 10 years. Which restaurant have not eaten at? It's just that it first on clean and spacious Mangagreat JGRG shop is courtesy for guests and don't like to be stared all the time. This San oversight on part, so let's get down to business, or so anxious to find me. The martial arts association will not help you anything illegal. Read it first on Mangagreat. Want to meet your master? Make appointment for me. What? Your master land felt guilty for missing appointment last time and wanted to apologize face to face. Now know how important it is to be Brecon mended master, but say it she won't see again. It first on mrngrgreat.org. Maybe can don't hate me. Asturias think stop being Del Fusion master will never pay much attention to someone who is not punctual, let alone meet him. It first. Do you really want to apologize to her? Would be better if you could ask some martial arts masters for training methods. The way your master's number is useless. Readmit first on to tell you only Mangagreat the association's data card be sent to the headquarters. Hello, it's me. It first on Mangagreat. Knew this was the results. How about course he refused. He even blamed me. At first on manager. Org. Your image is comfit YPANVD. Her when she mentions you her voice drops the least octave. Shouldn't bet was a voice that time. Could it be that am? Alright, when we go to the headquarters again when sold erosion incident alone and become official. Metal artist. Rend it first on mangagreat.org. Now is just newcomer. If this condition is surprisingly simple, the way you still remember LAN's opening remarks when we first armed Underground. What does she mean when she says that the Battle of Dunwil is not far away from us? Well, her greatly appreciates book written half-century ago. The book makes some conjectures about the emergence and evolution of read first cyclization, calling it Mangagreat's Gurg, the decision of the gods. Of course this god is not anthropomorphic character, but rule. Other words, the purpose of the continuation of all. Think another book have never seen before. This means that comes from the self-creation of the dream world. Let me take look. The book is the headquarters. Let me borrow it from the library when representative on work next month is firstborn Mangagreat.org. If still remember this. Well, do just want to get involved with the Martial Arts Association. Will strange things happen one after another. Your Majesty have your urgent message first on Mangagreat. JGRG was sent from Overwinter, Sussex _Jazz Slitty FXZ. The devils are actually appeared the wilderness early. Visit and this manner manga great or to the translation term. Given the change of circumstances we have no choice but to false the original plan from today. Onwards I want all troops to get ready to retreat from the holy city. Meanwhile I'll aim to depart and reach Overwinter City as soon as possible. Your Majesty, what will happen to Dawn? We'll save the people. Grey Castle will never give on their partners. Furthermore, the leader of Dawn must also pay the price. The of the Wimbledon may be late, but it will never disappear. However, this matter has nothing to do with the first army. I'll take care of it. Metadata. Andrea, please wait. Your Majesty. The First Army's main troops have to return and protect Neverwinter. Hence we'll have to change the plan. Convince the Divine Judgment Witches they will take Cape of Append. I'm afraid that the three main families will have to step and take care of all this. But if that happens you'll barely receive anything return. That's still better than having happen going against me. The very least just like what I said duping the meeting, I won't give on those who contributed to. Miss Edith was right. You have merciful ruler. Edith can't. What did she say? She knew would help Otto before she left. Truth is, if it weren't for her words I wouldn't have made decision soon. Wasn't aware of that. After that, what is she doing? Mean Edith? Maybe it became topic when they were chatting. After all, they were both present the meeting back then. Your Majesty, Lady Edith can't wishes to see you. Let her in under good. Your Majesty, I wish may change your mind and give on disrupting the Kingdom of Dawn. If had ideas would have mentioned them during the meeting. The decision has already been made. If I were to go back on it now, wouldn't that force me to disregard all rules? Your Majesty, the plan may still proceed. We just have to make some changes to the details. With that, 2 outsiders would still be carrying out your promise. However, the mission will just fail. Some aspects die to particular accidents. What a planning convinced Andrea to ask His Majesty to save people. But now you're saying that we shouldn't interfere with Dawn's matters. Well, the circumstances have changed. Originally we would have been able to take over the Kingdom of Dawn completely following His Majesty's plan. But now we will only gain ourselves adequate partner. Instead of that, don't we allow the Kingdom of Dawn to completely fall into chaos. After the battle within the old holy city, Happen lost the power to rule his kingdom very soon. Hell will break loose. Dawn. Do you think chaos will be better? Because of witches, Your Majesty. Witches. Wolf Heart, Dawn, Golden Steep, Wheat City, Cliff City, Sowing Region, Vortex. See, the Kingdom of Dawn's coordinates are better than that of Grey Castle. Perhaps the devils will attack Wolfheart. Or maybe the escapees are yet to be exterminated. Either way, the witches from both nations will be forced to head south. If Dawn were to obtain peace once more, do you think the witches would still be willing to move to Grey Castle? I believe the answer is clear to see. Perhaps decades later or neighboring nation will have more witches. I do not like that development. What's wrong with everybody staying alive? Have ever considered this possibility? That one witch of multiple powerful witches will be able to change nation. Mean witch like Anna, that's right, witch like Anna, Agatha or Soraya, _. All of them have amazing powers. When they chose to side with Yoke, Overwinter City obtained power above all other fiefdoms. Wouldn't have ended here today if it weren't for that. Furthermore, are extremely knowledgeable and wise. Within the Witch Union, Grey Castle will only have devils as its enemies. But what about the future centuries later when the Witch Union members pass away or age? If powerful witch were to awaken the Kingdom of Dawn, Grey Castle will become the weaker party. What great prediction! However, I can't retract order that's been given. Your Majesty, I know what want to say something along the lines of true ruler should prioritize profits. But I would like to stress that there are other rulers this world who are not kings. Other rules? That's right, for example Idealist. Dusk. Done with the meeting, yeah. Give done what I had to do. Soak your feet before go on. It myself. What I'm saying is stare. Don't have to do this every time. How's the temperature? Maybe bit hotter. Tilda heavy _. That's perfect. Any good news from the meeting today? Haven't looked so relaxed ever since received letters from Neverwinter. I supposed Edith had talked with me. That's the gist of it. What's so about it? I don't think the world will be like that the future. Then what do you think will happen? You'll destroy thee and win the battle of divine will the witches. Will remember that. The survivors of Tequila will worship you. Will share your knowledge with the public. Every book will carry your name, suiting vow be it. History or the present will know everything. Boo peaks. With that the rulers of other kingdoms will seek your protection. And they shall all show their loyalty to you. Nobody will be brave enough to betray you. After all, those who betray always have sorrowful ends. Centuries later perhaps there will only be one kingdom, this world. Its borders will expand across the fertile plains and humanity will regain its glory. Is there anything wrong with idea? Of course not, it's something you'd come with. Then did like Edith's words because of her perspectives. When she said those words she transformed from noble to minister of nation. That's right. Her thoughts no longer centered around the northern region, instead she was thinking about Grey Castle as whole. She made her decisions and formed opinions based on that. That's very rare for person from this time. The other thing is her opinion of witches. She was able to understand the technological advancements that the witches could bring effectively, including them various plans that alone makes her better than the majority. What's wrong? Have ever considered the future? If we survive the battle of divine will, what do you want to do? Thought you'd know. I want to cross the fertile plains, look the Dawn region, and even visit the Devil's lands. I'll cross the seas and leave footprints on the other side of the ocean. I will uncover the secrets of gods and the truths of this world. Remember to being me along. Of course I'll be with you forever. Till the end of the world. Don't worry, since the stone hasn't cracked yet, it means those witches are still safe. If they enter devils they'll definitely crush. I know that. But if you're tired, should go and rest. If I receive any updates on side, I will inform immediately. Be whole book. It's been 5 days when ape the ruins. As if I'd know. Rum. I'll just follow as dig the holes. Dig holes what I mole, same difference. Don't even get any wheat biscuits. They weren't wrong about life never winter. I would save some of that. After all, I don't want to be on way back. That's rich coming from blooding witch I heard that once tried to harm Her Majesty Till. Forget about jerkiest, I wouldn't even give any wheat biscuits area. That's enough. They're not to blame for joining blooding. If Till hears what's said you'll get earful from her again. Ein, she sure has plenty of energy. Where we are, either we get coordinates from the map. I'm afraid not. I see oak bird beasts be oak hives and bear caves on here. I don't get it. Map. Sounds few like patrol of the devils. Least that means we're going the right direction. The problem is, without seeing the city ruins we can't put down the light screen properly. How far away are we from the ruins? When dusk arrives, ill there and see if I identify the ruins. The devils aren't blind. If you see Tequila using the setting they'll get to see too. You won't have any cover. The air are trying to make yourself target. I think it's too risky as well. Her Majesty Till said only use the stone too. Change bulk elevation. If they discover yoke won't even have way to line. Can't we do it when it's nighttime? Won't see anything. Night, I'll be all dark. Perhaps we haven't deviated from or planned path and the ruins are close behind thicket of trees or low slope. All I need to do is crush the stone. What if flying devils spot you? Can't unleash of your power the yoke. I've already thought of solution given the circumstances. There are 3 possibilities. Isn't that what Her Majesty Till always says? Really do tell. Listen, while I'm only the beasts carrying the berserk devils spot me hence. We may bump into 1, 2 or 3 beasts. For anything above 3 just treat it as 3. That way things will work out smoothly. Dear, if I were Maggie I would have actually believed you. Hey, let me tell plans first before jump to con illusion sim. Finally starting to understand that she liked traveling with you. Cool. We'll follow the plan. Novel Mike. Is this November really going to work? If there's 1 we'll capture it. If there are 2 we'll kill them. If there are 3 or more we retreat. We can't think of better alternatives anyway. What is going on? Did we get directions completely wrong? We may have to turn around and head south. Misty Forest destination now. No me core. No, they found Mel. Oh. So? Novel Mike, come. Novel Mike. Anything above 3 will be cousin dead as 3. This is the worst case scenario. Gas my snap. Hall. Novel Mike. Novel Mike. Going to hit. Novel Mike. You're quite heavy. Novel Mike retreat towards Misty Forest, the devils are coming. 3 days later Novel Mickham unkempt. I thought you'd know your directions since always boast about your experience of the wilderness. How did Grey Castle from Herms back then? There were plenty of soldiers from the back then, I just had to interrogate them. I don't think we were that off this time, least we could see the ruins if they have huge numbers. It's not like they'll be easy to miss. What this idiot. They won't all out without the red fog, we need to be on guard against their raids, but with Thistle. Only see the tips of their tails best. Seeing everyone safe is the best thing we could hope for Celtic. Furthermore, this position isn't as bad as say. His Majesty Roland sent back the first batch of witches yesterday. Sylvie was among them. If the warning is solved, we'll be able to keep eye on enemy numbers. So please take rest everyone. Oh, we receive updates from the north. If that weren't delays would. We have gotten more of scolding. Seriously. Noritic Core. Please do, she's been worried about you. Novel Mike. Sorry for making worry. Did Pasha tell that? How did guess if guess is right? I'm sure Pasha told that I hadn't been resting well lately. Instead I spent the majority of time glaring the magic core. She probably told it's inevitable I have bad mood and that shouldn't take temper too seriously. Instead should comfort me and Novel Midcom. What at all? Well then. Where's your apology? Ash, don't understand anything. Risks be calculated, reviewed and avoided. Even the person carrying orders out be part of the calculations. Do you understand? If had gone things wouldn't have gotten this dangerous. Calculate, review and avoid. You're starting to sound like Roland Wimbledon. Don't change the topic. Isn't that the truth? But can't predict accidents no matter how unlikely is. I still want to be the one to withstand it. After all, there's been too many accidents. Life. I have good reason for not apologizing to, since we've decided to stay here and fight the devils. The number of dangerous tips I take will only increase. If I ended not coming back, I would be owing a lot of apologies. Hey, listen to me. I can't do compared to your brother. It's too challenging for me to think about the future of witches. This is the only thing I know. That's certainly right. She's serious. I'll let it go this time. Tell me mope details about the Uncle Dent later. I want to figure out the root of the problem. Go and have shower stink. Alright. Want to shower with me? Not. How? Must be overthinking. Somebody came. I'm back. So? Need to thank her properly. You're awake. Chief, how are your injuries? Novel. See. I seem to be fine. Your hands, Tosh. I just thought they seemed in arguing. Please ignore me. Give always wondered what they feel like. Does that feel ticklish or something? No. Here. Not their just ears shake. I don't mind it as long as don't find them weird. Shake. Over. It's fine for now. How long have I been asleep? Where's Nanak? We're out for about 3 days. Would have slept longer if Nightfall hadn't undone the seed of symbiosis. That's right, Miss Nightfall. I need to thank her to wait. Before that I need to thank on behalf of Overwinter, namely. Well done. Longer burn flame, will be rewarded. Jake, do finally think I'm strong enough to fight the devils. I never said repent. Truth is, even ordinary woman would find herself involved this great chaotic battle. Nova me. As member of the logistics team. I'm against fighting the devils alone. If the Sleeping Island witches were too late. If we didn't have Nightfall's seed of symbiosis, would have been lied the Western Cemetery now. But if I hadn't done it, Overwinter City wouldn't have known about the Devil Army either. Nova Cox. The best decision made was to bring this information back to Neverwinter. Instead of engaging battle, the Barren Lands. Custom weapons. Are talking about metal talons or fangs for wolf form? We haven't decided yet, but I'll likely be very powerful firearms. I'll increase your strength significantly. Compared to relying on strength that doesn't come from me, rather believe body and fangs. I choose to join the Witch Union. Dell. Of course, but I thought I changed mind. Golden Royals will ruin out eventually, and so will the Chaos drinks. As for me, I'm useless when I'm off the battlefield. It's better for me to witch. If I become member of the Union, I'll get Golden Royals and drinks every month. Right, that's right. Need to stop bar. There's no rush. Wendy will explain everything to later. I'll get the kitchen to get something nice. Have good rest. As for Anna and the rest, you'll have plenty of chances to thank them the future. Didn't expect the chief to visit me first thing when he reached Neverwinter_. Whale. Maybe should trust them more. You. Tap fun. Your Majesty. Does everyone here take seat? Overwinter City will not allow devils to find shelter on the fertile plains, especially not this. Close to the border. Enemies arrived earlier than expected. But we won't be falling behind either. The majority of Grey Castle is now under rule. Mid-on we are capable of dealing with them. Chasing the devils out of the Tequila ruins out. Next goal. Understood. Your Majesty, I think we should tell the people about the origin of the devils. Always say that. Publicity is extremely important. If we don't take control, those with ulterior motives might take advantage of the situation. I agree with that. Although mortals have limited power, they're still considered to be some sort of force. It's better than nothing. Not to mention fear is like whip, it may scare people but also large them forward when use it the right way. Well then, be charge of the publicity materials. Very well, Your Majesty. As for the warmongers and troublemakers, I'm sure you know what to do with them. How do you plan on dealing with the devils around the Tequila ruins? Novel Mike, the Tequila witches are willing to make sacrifices. The safest plan is to set cannons so that we destroy their red fog supply from distance, but without adequate preparations it'll be hard to find our footing if all the devils advanced. And first problem is transportation. Overwinter City Northern Mines. Novel Mike. Your Majesty, this is steam vehicle. It's called Novel Mike Train. Evolutionary transportation system that will solve current dilemmas. Concern Sing Transport. Want to build track like this across the plains and run this train on top of it. Novel Mike, what if the devils attack the workers and hinder progress? Novel Mike. That a warning of the highest level. Your Majesty, please return to the castle for your safety immediately. Velma job. Ramadan. Guards, where are the guards? Protect His Majesty. Didn't expect till 2. Thought she didn't care much about her brother. It's hard to lie to smart person after all. What happened over those walls? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shouldn't they be gathered around the divine ops within the ruins? And was fourth arrival of the Red Moon. Have they decided to attack so soon? Prepper for battle. Oak make. Undergood. Miss Sylvie, I have question. If the enemies decide to attack the city novel room, you predict what house or however they might also head toward the square. Novel Mike on. We're yet to evacuate everybody from the square. Understood. Love wait. They're rising. Nov. MMI. Do they plan to over the wall? Novella on me. Novelties. Damn it, these bullets aren't even touching them. None let slop. Guy. Novel Mike. Not. Lie 4. Neil Rora. Throw. Novel Mike. Aren't they attacking anymore? Novel Myacom. Novel Mike. What is this? The devils left after attacking us, and they left us with hostile statements. Novella Chi. They're just trying to provoke us. Which does we need to hold back? Your Majesty, this isn't simple threat, it's trap. We received updates from Sylvie. Please don't believe anything the devils say, they do this all the time. Have encountered something like this before. Novel Mike, the former Mortal Kingdom did, to be exact. Duping the first battle of Divine, will the devils use similar plots to the witches and the mortals against each other? It was how they managed to take over the Dawn region. During the Battle of Divine, will leaders of the 2 main cities fought against the devils with their armies. Oct difference was that one army consisted of witches while the other consisted of ordinary humans. Only novel. The betrayal was later called the Twilight Betrayal. And it was seen as hard lesson learned. That was when humans split into 2 factions. This event was never recorded the books, instead it was spread among the higher levels of the Alliance as confidential information. The devils may have an despicable and schemes, but they learned them from mortals. What did just say? Legend has it that humans had come into contact with devils way before the Battle of Divine Will happened. Novel Mike. Back then the devils were no different from beasts, but human passed their knowledge to them. Some believe that this is some elite devils resemble humans. 3 chiefs thought that was ridiculous and forbade the people from talking about it. That's only The higher LPs have heard about such rumors. Novel Mike. Do believe them. I don't know. If it were true, communicating with devils would undoubtedly be suicide plan. About that human? Was she witch or ordinary person? Novel both theories. If the nation they're threatening does nothing, what will the devils do next? The attacks will continue until the leader surrenders or when their army arrives the borders. This usually works against small. Other words, they'll come back, correct? Baron present. Jelly, please provide adequate to the people. There's nothing better than avenging your comrades with the blood of your enemies. As for the trap, I'll have the devils know that things have changed. This isn't the first battle of divine will anymore. I'll be certain that the devils have reached the western borders more than once after longer escaped to Neverwinter. Meter. Otherwise they wouldn't have predicted that this city was mainly populated with ordinary humans. And they wouldn't have used the same threats they used during the first battle of divine will. Be it the post, the mountains of despair, or the divine punishment witches who are out patrolling. None of them noticed. If Sylvie hadn't taken over Tick, the first army wouldn't have sensed them until they arrived right outside the gate lot. This is enough to show that with limited technology this era Overwinter's city greatest weakness is the open impe. Seems like the astrologer of Dispersion Star has some work to do. Have mastered everything. That book I can't guarantee anything, but I shouldn't have problems with the majority of the information. Other than the calculations ordered us to do, we've been working on huge project the past 6 months. That is recording down all the stars we saw, the form of algebra. We have successfully created coordinate test and confirmed the star of extinction sun subspace. Surface Suikifsi plus must underscore Gaza underscore del. Novel Mike. Other words, the red moon that you mentioned is no longer moving. I have new calculation that I need to do, and I need it as soon as possible. However, in any to calculations it needs to help the first army to solve some real life problems. Just like the firing table for the cannons, not more complicated than that. I have rough idea here, but I need to confirm the final numbers after some trials.